Today I wanted to talk about the worst things you can do in gaming, starting off with number one, and I think this is possibly the worst thing you could ever do in gaming and just life in general, and that is playing any Souls game, specifically Sekiro, with stick drift intentionally. You have to be one sick individual to commit such an act. You are worse than a heroin addict. First, you rung that bell that makes the game harder. If you've played Sekiro, you know which one I'm talking about. You had your thrill making the game harder, and eventually, after trial and error, you actually beat the game, but now you wanted more. More agony and suffering. So you thought maybe New Game Plus could give you that satisfaction of beating a boss you really struggled with on your first playthrough. But you knew it wouldn't be enough, considering you've already mastered the game's mechanics and understood the bosses better than anyone else. So you came to one conclusion. You decided to replay the game with stick drift. I mean, it's the perfect solution. It's unpredictable, you never know where it's going to drift, maybe to the right or to the left, or it might just lead you into the boss's attack, and with that you make the game not only infinitely harder but just unbearable to play. You are sick and twisted. I'm going to call the authorities because I consider such an act to be self-harm. Number 2, killing Pearson and trashing Arthur's grave. I think this is pretty self-explanatory why this is one of the worst things you can do in gaming. I mean, you gotta be pure evil to kill Pearson in the epilogue, because why would you do that? He's just a cool guy trying to earn some money, and Arthur wasn't perfect. He did a lot of terrible things earlier on, but he really captured our hearts, at least mine, with his redemption arc. I mean, it really does depend how you play the game. Maybe your Arthur was just an animal, but for most people that wasn't the case. 2.5, also want to just add that killing dogs and cats in video games is honestly pretty evil. If you do this, you are sick in the head, my dude. Number 3, I mean, come on, why would you skip cutscenes for a game you haven't played before? Like, if a character dies in cutscenes or something major and the plot happens, spoiler alert, I'll use Hosea as an example, you'll be completely lost. Sure, you'll have a gist of what happened because the characters will talk about it in dialogue, but you won't have context, especially if it's a character death. Because then you have to wonder, wait, did he or she leave or die? This also applies to skipping dialogue in RPGs, because you missed a lot of information of the world, the characters and their motivations and backstory, and why the world is how it is. It's just crazy, and I know there are a good amount of people who do this. Like, it's understandable why you would skip cutscenes if you're replaying a game. Personally, for me though, even if I'm replaying a game, I don't skip the cutscenes, because there is a possibility I might notice something that I didn't before on my first playthrough. Like, that's the beauty of replaying games. You notice things you didn't before, and if you're just skipping cutscenes, man, you're never gonna get to notice that. And it's even worse if you're doing it on a first playthrough, because you're just completely lost. Like, bro, like, especially when it's with a story game. Like, you're telling me you seriously want to skip the cutscenes just to get to the action? And like, Rockstar's gameplay isn't even really that good, so I wouldn't understand why you would do this, because it's mostly about the story. But I do know some people do this, especially with like story games like Mafia 2, Mafia 3 or 4. Just don't skip cutscenes. That's one of the worst. That is one of the worst things you could do in gaming, and you're really just robbing yourself. But yeah, that's it for this really short video. I definitely will make a follow-up to other worst things you can do in gaming. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think. List down in the comments below what you think are some terrible things you can do in gaming. And make sure to subscribe. We just hit 300 subscribers, which is just amazing. Thank you to all of you guys. Again, I'll say it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. This was a really short video. Definitely will make a follow-up. But yeah, these are some of the worst things you can do in gaming.